Hi, this is Chris McDonald. I'm sorry for that little bit of mix-up we had there at the beginning. Maybe I haven't done this in a while and I forgot how to do it. Um, like I said, my name is Chris McDonald. I live in North Carolina, just a little bit north of Charlotte. I started with a multi-level marketing company, and then I decided to add social media to the mix. Once I did that, everything became a little bit confusing for me. There was so much information about social media, and everything was constantly changing. So I decided that because I had so much trouble with it whenever I first started, and I felt so confused and overwhelmed, that going into just social media by itself was something that I was interested in starting. So I went ahead and started that. Now, last week I went ahead and, or the last 2 weeks, I ran some questions to see what type of information people were interested in. It came back, the winner was blogging. And then the second place winner was to go ahead and learn how to set up a free email system that you can use for the people that opt in. In other words, they give you their email address for the people that are going to opt in to your subscription list. So what I want to do is go ahead and share my screen with you, and we will go ahead and get started. I'm still not sure if it's sharing properly, so let me do a quick check. And you're back to me. And by George, I think we've got it. Okay, so like I said, this is going to be the training class on blogging. How do you know if blogging is something that you need to be interested in? You want to know if you're in the right place. Well, if you always wanted to start a blog, then you're in the right place. If you just aren't sure how to get started, that's something that we're going to be covering, so you're in the right place. If you're not so sure about the benefits to blogging, whether it's worth it to you, this will be a good place for you to find out. And if you're not so sure about spending the amount of time because you have limited time on blogging, this is definitely the place for you. A lot of people will say, what's the ROI on a blog? What is the return on investment? That's going to totally depend on you and what kind of content it is that you're giving to your readers. What you can expect from this class. I like to keep my classes as close to 30 minutes as I can. Because of time limitations, I like to go ahead and give everyone a handout along with the class. Now, these handouts aren't repeat information, but they're a supplement to the class that was already taught. For example, in today's handout is going to be 10 reasons why you should blog. So don't hesitate to go ahead and go to that at the end of the class and get that handout. I'll give the trainings for the next 3 or 4 weeks. This week, I'm going to be going over who should blog and why. The second week, I'll be going over where and when, what platforms and what frequency do you need to be blogging. And week 3 is going to be the what and how of blogging, how to come up with the topics, I like to keep my classes limited to that 30 minutes. So it'll depend on how much information I'm able to pull and how much I can put into the handouts. So if you're a business owner, you definitely want to be blogging. If you're using social media, you need a place to direct people, and we'll be going over that in a little bit. If you have a list or you need to start a list, a blog is a really great place to start. Who can make a difference? You can. Don't think that your voice doesn't matter. It does matter. And what you have to say will have a positive impact on others. The biggest part that you have to ask yourself is, What can I write that will help my customers? That's going to come down to whenever we're actually working on different topics. You're going to want to know your who as well as your why. A blog is going to assist you in being the expert that you want to be. We all want our customers and our clients to see us as experts in our field. This, of course, drives more business our way. So we're going to go ahead and work on that. Here's a little cartoon that I found. An expert, not an expert. Can you really spot the difference? Other than their head being tilted in one direction, I'm really not seeing that much of a difference except for the little mark here and the little mark here, depending on which side they're smiling on. So does that mean that you can be an expert? You most definitely can. The choice is going to be yours. Every time I write my blog, I tend to do a bit of research to ensure not only that my facts are accurate, but also to make sure that my facts are the most current. Heaven forbid that I'd make a mistake and someone would point it out in the comments below, of which please go ahead and comment below. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to remember at the end of the class and go over them near the end of the class. And if I don't remember, I definitely check when the webinar is over. That seems to be a lacking point for me. So don't hesitate to write those questions whenever I'm putting this information into that page. I'll definitely look to see if there's any comments. As you write, you're going to be helping others, and you yourself will be seen as an expert. So you're going to be giving off that information and those bright ideas, and in turn, that's going to inspire and help your readers or followers. If you want to build your own brand, blogging is going to help you do that. One of the best ways to create and control your brand is to frequently write on topics that you want to be known for. You're not going to want to write about something that is totally irrelevant to what it is that you're doing. You want to make sure that your topics stay on target and are something that's going to be relatable to your field or niche. When you blog and you share social options on your post, you have the opportunity to expand your sphere of influence to a much larger network. The key here, of course, is to write consistent, high-quality content that people are going to find interesting and that people actually want to share. I make sure that every blog that I do, I have some click to tweets in it. Whenever people read the blog and they click the click to tweet, then it directs them inside of that click to tweet is the URL from my blog. So that can direct them back to that blog. I'll also go ahead and take the time to post on the different social media platforms to direct those people back to the blog. Another thing that you can do is make sure that you have social sharing buttons available so that if someone reads that blog, they can share it on their Facebook or Twitter or whatever account it is that you're interested in. When you become well known for a certain topic, you can get picked up by the search engines. And of course, that's something that we all want. And people that are looking for expertise in that field, they'll reach out to you. So we want to be ranked high on Google. That's going to be really important to us. So writing consistently and on good topics is going to help you to achieve that. Blogging is going to help you find your authentic voice. We all need and want to be authentic. That's what's going to show us as different. You can have thousands of people in your particular niche. Let's say it's anti-aging. You can have thousands of people that are in that niche, but the only way for you to stand out and be different is going to be by being yourself. You're not going to enjoy it if you try to be something that you're not. So go ahead and be yourself. That's what's going to show us as you being different, and it'll draw people to you. Will it cause some people to not be following you? Most definitely. I don't hesitate to put a Christian influence in a lot of my postings that I do. I definitely did lose some followers or likes, and that's okay. I also gained a lot more, and I get a lot of interaction with that. So could have I been discouraged when I saw that I lost some likes? Definitely, but I think that it's well worth it. So blogging is going to be one of the most effective means to developing your authentic voice. You want to start with a blank canvas, and everything is going to come from there. So just make sure that you do that. That didn't work very well, did it? Let's see if we can fix that. You don't own your social media sites. I hear people all the time talk about my Twitter or my Facebook or my Instagram. You do not own those sites. Those sites are actually owned by Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, and so on. So you want to make sure that if you would do something, if some kind of rule would change and that should close your account for some reason, you want to make sure that you don't want to lose those contacts that you worked so hard to get. I hear people say all the time, and you may or may not have heard it, but the money is in the list. You may hear that, and what they're actually saying is you want to find a way to convert those likes and follows and etc. into people's emails and have that information available. Those are your true followers. I may have a couple thousand followers on my Facebook account, but my true followers are the ones that have given me their email address. So you want to make sure that you find a way to convert them. You don't want to be spamming your people on social media by constantly advertising things that you have. You can advertise things or put on there things that you want to give them, but to actually put out information about what they can buy from you, people don't like that, and they'll turn away from your page quicker than you can imagine. People don't like to get spammed any more than you do. So a lot of people have said that your blog is your hub of your wheel. So you have your LinkedIn account. You want to direct people back to your blog. The same thing for each and every one of these different social media platforms. You want to direct those people back to the blog. If your blog is located on your website, then that's great. More power to you. That is definitely the way that you want to go. But if you don't have a blog, we can get one started for you for free by a couple different platforms. But you do want to put a URL on all of these sites that will direct people back to that blog. You can create an opt-in on your blog to collect that email address. This is usually done by some sort of a giveaway. This opt-in process can be done on your social media platforms as well. I've been putting saying that people can get a free sample of my book. That has produced at least 2 to 3 opt-ins every day. So it's been a great source of getting that information. Your blog allows people to get to know you. The real secret in social media and blogging is to have people know, like, and trust you. And if you haven't heard that before, trust me, you're going to hear it a whole lot more. But that is the key. You want your followers to know you and to like you. Once they begin to do that and they begin to trust you, that's when the sales are actually going to come. You can collect that person's email, but what you'd want to do is continue to provide high quality information to those people. You don't get their email and start bombarding them with buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. They're going to drop you or spam you, mark you as spam. People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. And what you do proves what you believe. That's something that Simon Sinek said. I love Simon Sinek. It would be a great idea and totally motivational for you to go ahead and go to TED Talks and then Simon Sinek TED Talks and listen to his talk about why. You'll be totally motivated and you'll be sure that you want to know what your why is. Why is it that you're in the field that you're in? You want to know that information. Why is it that you want to blog? A friend of mine once said that having someone try to push their product or service on you without knowing you is like someone trying to French kiss you without getting to know you first. Ooh, is that like totally gross? It is to me. So you want to make sure, even though that's graphic, I wanted you to get the idea. You get someone as a friend or you get someone to opt into your email list and you start giving them buy this, buy this, buy that. You don't even know yet whether or not their product is going to be good for you, and neither do they, let alone do they know, like, and trust you. They may have clicked that like button, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they really like you. In the process of researching for this training, I found no less than 7 different sources that says that if you're not using a blog, you're hurting your business. So that's another reason why you definitely want to blog. If you're losing sales in your business, not having a blog is definitely hurting you, and it can help you. Often when we come online or we join that perfect company, something that we're just excited about and we know it's going to do so well and everybody's going to want to buy from it, we talk to everybody that we know and we start to talk to those that we sort of know, friends of friends. But eventually you run out of people that cannot live without your product. So what ends up happening is you become frustrated and discouraged. What do you do then? Well, in today's society, almost everybody's online. Everybody under 70 seems to be checking Facebook and they search for answers online. My son was making a sauce. He called it a red sauce, and he tasted it and it didn't taste very good and it wasn't right. Just for fun, he went on Google and asked, why did his red sauce not taste good? Google's answer was, it needs to cook longer. We laughed about that because he said he knew it needed to cook 8 hours, but he was surprised that Google was able to come up with that answer. And I'm sure that all of you have stories that you can tell about how searching for something online. But the key that I want you to see is that we're all using the online process, and it's very common. You know, my mom and dad are not using it, but they call me all the time and ask me to look for something. But we want to make sure that whenever people are online, we're different enough that we stand out. This standing out is going to take place through the type of blogging that we actually do. Or branding, I'm sorry. What is branding? You can go to my page on my website, which is chrismcdonaldnc.com, and I have some trainings on Facebook. Inside that Facebook training, you'll see videos that are actually pertaining to your branding. And in those, I go into your colors and your fonts and different ways that you can brand yourself. Please bear in mind, you do not want to brand your multi-level marketing company, or if you're working for Avon or any of those types of companies, you don't want to brand them, you want to brand yourself. Those companies have already done a great job of branding themselves. Ameriplan, it's Discount Healthcare. I see a lot of people that will have their Facebook page, but they'll have Ameriplan plastered on it. Ameriplan already has a website. They already have a blog. They already have all that information coming out by probably their social media manager. So why are these people going ahead and doing it directly for them? Let your own personality shine on your own blog. And yes, you can write about health tips. You can write about things that are wrong with the insurance industry. You can write about, there's always lots of topics for each and every niche that you're in. So in that branding, what's going to go into it is going to be your values, your vision, and your mission statement. Those are things that you want to know, and all of that is going to be a part of your branding. Is everybody going to agree with your values, your vision, or even your mission statement? Most likely not. But if you're being yourself, you will be definitely attracting others. All of the branding that we do for our particular niche or our target audience is going to make us stand out above the rest. This is done by having your own personal branded blog, and this makes you the go-to person within your niche. This blog is going to be the place that you create content and demonstrate your value to your target marketing. Can you pay for traffic? Oh yeah, you can definitely pay for traffic, and it's a great way to go. But this also has limitations. If you're looking for ways to have people join your business, well, that paid traffic has already who knows how many people calling them. I paid for traffic once or several times, and I had so many people tell me, this guy has got to be the 100th call that I've gotten about, so if you're trying, let's say that you're in a multi-level marketing company and you have people that you want to recruit, then you may buy some of that traffic, but you're going to talk to people that have already received other phone calls. It's very rare indeed to get somebody that has not been talked to, and those, unless you're paying for higher price leads. So if you're trying to sell a product, well, only the truly committed can make that cold call. I tried a lot of those cold calls to try and sell the product and to not actually be after trying to recruit somebody. Those are difficult calls. That's not the kind of selling that I want to do. If you have a blog and you're offering something to get your customer to come to you, to give you their email, those are the perfect leads. Of course, the offer has to be something within your niche. Let's say that you're selling anti-aging. You don't want to give away an iPad. That has nothing to do with anti-aging, other than maybe the fact that you are showing your older folks that they can use the internet as well. So, but you want to make sure. I mean, you'll have all kinds of people if you're giving away the iPad. You'll have all kinds of people trying to come just to win that iPad, and the word will get out. What you're looking for are ideal customers. Your blog can generate those type of ideal customer leads, and you can do that while you sleep, literally while you sleep. Your blog will actually be the start of your own marketing sales funnel. Next Thursday at noon, I'm going to go over the different platforms that you can blog on, as well as how often should you be blogging. Again, I'll be providing a free handout. The replay of this particular class is going to play on this site until Wednesday, at which point I get it ready for the next class. So don't hesitate to come back. I'll also be putting the Google Slides on the same place. I've created a handout that goes into more reasons as to why you want to blog. It's located below this screen, about right where that arrow is. There's also a place for you to opt in and get a free sample of my book. Please don't hesitate to get that either. If you haven't already signed up to get that, make sure that you take care of that today. And in closing, remember that working hard for something that we don't care about is called stress. But working hard for something that we love, that's called passion. So don't hesitate to do that. I am looking forward to talking with you. I'm looking forward to speaking with you and seeing you next week. So don't forget, next Thursday will be the next class, and the originals are going to be available on the same site for until Wednesday. So I look forward to seeing you then. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. And I did pretty good with the time limit, even with the mistakes that I made at the beginning. And again, I apologize for those. Have a really blessed day. Bye-bye.